Hi, my name is Vivien Sansour and I am a writer and photographer. Okay, I grew up in a small town called Beit Jala. It's in the Bethlehem district in Palestine. And I grew up in an area that was really nice because we had lots of terraces. We're famous for olives and apricots. And I grew up basically playing outside all the time, watching my grandmother and others in the town do different things relating to agriculture and food production. It was just a natural thing, it was part of life. And so I came to the US when I was a teenager, and I was really fascinated to see the difference between how people eat here and how people eat there. And I came to be much more interested in methods of food production as significant ways to basically understand a culture. I'm in DC this week because I have an exhibit at the Jerusalem Fund Gallery. It's called Terrain, Palestinian Agro-Resistance. And my photos will be shown there. We have a food tasting, and hopefully it will be nice for people to come and enjoy the food, but also meet or get a feel of who's behind the things we eat. Agriculture is significant for not just Palestine, in all cultures, because it's agriculture. It's like it's in the base of every culture. Every culture to survive has to grow their own food. One thing that has been happening in the world in general, and in Palestine in particular, is that people all around the world are losing their independence, their food independence, like the ability to produce their own food. And this is really important because if you cannot control, if someone else has control over what you eat, if you don't really have access to food production, then you're not as powerful in your life. You are not, you cannot be as independent. So for example, with now agribusiness growing bigger and bigger, people not just in Palestine but all over the world are finding it more and more difficult to sustain their small scale farms. In Palestine, for example, in the last few years, Israel has built a wall that surrounds most towns and villages and cities. And what this has happened is, by doing that, they have also confiscated all of the agricultural land, which makes it impossible for Palestinians to produce their own food. Which means now we live in an open-air prison, but we are dependent on our our prison guard for food. And so this is really dangerous, not just for Palestine, like I said, but in any community where you no longer can survive if the people in power are not allowing you, you don't have the access to land so that you can survive, basically. It's as simple as that. So this is why it's really important to invest in small-scale agriculture, because also big business like agro-business, the idea, for example, which is pushing most farmers into monocropping, makes them, this is just one other way of, other than the environmental damage that it causes, it makes it difficult for the farmer to survive, a small-scale farmer, because, for example, if you only have to produce corn, your corn crop fails this year, and then you're really out of luck, versus intercropping, which are old methods that our grandfathers and mothers have participated in, have kept us safe, have given us good nutrition, and have also allowed us to have ways to survive. So corn fails, we have, for example, wheat. So there is intercropping and crop diversity, which is very important to sustain a community. And the idea with this is that when you have healthy soil, you have a healthy individual, you have a healthy family, and you have a healthy society. Actually, I went to South America because I was studying in the United States. I was doing my master's, and I went back home to Palestine to do my field work. I was doing my master's in anthropology, and I went to do my field work. And when I was there, I was really shocked that the things I remembered, the things I missed at home, the food, the fresh vegetables, were no longer as available as they used to be. We're eating agribusiness products. So I started to be concerned about this and investigate more in this. And as I said, you know, our agricultural land has shrunk significantly. So when I returned to the US, I was exploring ways to basically understand, well, okay, fine, we've lost a lot of our land, but how can we produce our own food in small spaces? So I was interested in the Cuban experience, and then I met somebody who later became my thesis advisor, actually. His name is John Sabella. He's an agronomist who worked a lot in South America, and he invited me to go to Uruguay, where there's an organization there, a project where they're exploring these things of how small communities can produce food in small space. And so I went there and I spent a few months, and I really learned a lot about how we can use, you know, I mean, I didn't know then much about organic agriculture, but I learned how we can, in very small space, produce a whole lot of food that can sustain a whole family. I can tell you the last film I saw on the plane. It's a film that I really, really love. I had seen it before, but I saw it again, called Up. It's an animation. I like Up because it has a lot of imagination. It has fantasy. It has a lot of heart, and it can really take you into new world through animation. But also, the Up is about really the simple things in life, which, again, going back to agriculture, you understand that it's the simple things in life that count.